All right, here we go for race number 1. Up front will be Nick Sorensen and Adam Barker on the front row. Yuho and Mike Doling have the second row. Harry Volsmuir and Scott Nalawi on the third. Max Gunther and Ronnie Wimberly have the fourth row. Justin Swafford and Brian LaRue rounding out the top 10. I know that Swafford guy. Richie Joplin starting in 11th. Paul Doling, into 12th. Boy, I'm going to be, Ben Rose starts 13th. Zach Beige starts 14th. I have my hands full this morning. So a couple of the Nowski guys in here. Both Swafford and Joplin in here, plus having Zach Beige from the American All-Star Dirt Series. It's going to be an interesting morning of racing. While we're at it, huge shout out to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day, moms, and hope you guys all have a great day. Make sure you hit the share button and say, hey, Mom, come watch this. This is a great race. In fact, if you get a comment, and if I see a comment, drop your mom's name into the comments. I'll be happy to give your mom a shout out. Waiting for all the drivers to get on the grid and get rolling. Looks like one of the drivers, I do believe that is Ben Rao in the Ferrari. Still looks like he might. Yeah, it looks like a little unstable connection. Just waiting on Zach Beige, who was having technical difficulties earlier, so. Nope. Everybody is on the grid. This one will be fun. Huge shout out, as always, to Track Cams for Gourmets for the awesome views we're going to have today. Looks like Ben Rao is holding off the back just a little bit. He has obviously noticed the connection issue. He's pulling back up. He is leaving a bit of a gap back there, likely intentional. Should see the drivers. There goes the Porsche pace car. Here they come. They fire. Green is in the air. The Yuho goes 3 wide right off the bat. Oh, this is not the place to go 3 wide into turn 1. They don't. Oh, we've got several cars wide, and look at Adam Barker sends it to the lead. Nick Sorensen currently in second. Nobody gets scored with an off track on that by some miracle. What a move. What a start to the race. Adam Barker to the lead. Today is his day to start taking control of this championship, but Sorensen, Yuho looks to the inside. Oh, Yuho has the nose. They are twitching coming off. Oh, this one is going to be a wild one. Down through the chicane. I don't know if we're going to be able to keep up with all the action this morning. Justin Swafford back a spot. Brian LaRue now up a spot. As the back half of the field starts to string out, passing is definitely tricky at Oulton, but some of these guys really going for it as early as possible, doing everything they can to make their way forward. Nick Sorensen inside. Yuho looks to the inside. Can't get the nose all the way in there. He sends it in, just can't get mid-turn rotation. Now it's a drag race, power advantage to the Merc. And look who is coming forward. Harry Volsmuir, the lone McLaren, just shot up, took 2 spots. Harry Volsmuir now up to third. We knew that McLaren would be a factor today. Meanwhile, Adam Barker is loving what's in his mirror. Yuho about to be challenged by the McLaren, and everybody behind battling it out. Oh, we've got a Mercedes, Brian LaRue goes wide. Richie Joplin is off track. Take a quick look at Brian LaRue in the Mercedes. Oh! The car just snaps on him. Great save. Richie Joplin coming down in the Audi. Looks like he saw Brian and oh no! And he gets Paul Doling. You expect to see both of them repaired and back out on track. Both their first races in this group, both Paul and Richie. I'd expect to see them back out in race 1, and hopefully we see them both back in race 2, fighting for the win. Adam Barker, meanwhile, at 1.3 second lead over Yuho. Harry back in third, about 1.1 seconds back, and right behind him, Maximilian Gunther just comes by Sorensen. Sorensen was the fastest in practice, the fastest in qualifying, started on the pole, and has dropped back to 5th. He said he didn't know how he scored that lap, and obviously having some troubles repeating it, but look for Sorensen to start making his way forward again here. Now that new pedal setup obviously helping that. Oh! He goes what? He's rally crossing it here. Yuho just set the fastest lap of the race and is starting to close the gap. It is 1.35 right now. But Harry Volsmir not far behind, 1.1. That McLaren has been flying. Max Gunther now up 3 spots into 4th. All right. You know what? Let's see if we can catch up on where everybody is at this point. Adam Barker, who started in 2nd, shot it up into the lead on the first couple of turns. Yuho has shot his way into 2nd. Harry Volsmir is 3rd. Max Gunther is 4th. And Mike Dolling currently running in 5th. Max Gunther, one of the biggest movers so far, up 3 spots. Scott Nalawi currently running in 6th. Ronnie Wimberly up a spot into 7th. Justin Swafford now up to 8th. Nick Sorensen is faded back to 9th after starting on the pole. Brian LaRue in 10th. Zach Bache is up 3 spots into 11th. Ben Rao in 12th. And Ben has had an incident. Let's see if we can see what happened. Looks like Ben went for a bit of a wild ride. And, just through the chicane, looks like, obviously a little bit of a blink there. Looks like he might have got loose under braking, ended up in the tire barrier. Adam Barker's lead is starting to shrink as Yuho is coming. But not far behind. Look at this battle. And Ronnie Wimberly just comes by. He is now up to 6th. Swafford is up to 7th. Nick Sorensen in 8th after that super quick lap. And it looks like Paul Doling had Scott Malawi has crashed. First time we've really talked about Scott. He was running pretty steady, just gets a little loose into that hairpin right in front of Wimberly. A lot of guys go evasive. Paul Doling had made it off of pit road, it looks like. And the Porsche driven by Justin Swafford might be the one to watch, one of the top ones to watch here today, as he has been extremely quick and challenging everybody he's been around. And the 2 Porsches are now connected on track. Nick Sorensen just ahead. But you got to talk about Ronnie Wimberly. He won at the ring. And he does it all by driving with his mouth. Still, I watch him at least once a day, at least for a few minutes, just to be constantly impressed. Adam Barker still holding the lead for the moment. Half a second. Yuo is coming. The track is bumpy, and with it being bumpy and slick, it does give the drivers a bit more of a challenge. I know a lot more downforce in the cars this morning than what we're normally seeing. Some of the drivers talking about needing, especially with the track temperature, cranking up the downforce just to keep that car a little more planted. Adam Barker, that move at the start, that attempt by Yuho was amazing, but then Adam Barker's move and holding him off has been amazing. The real heartbreak so far, though, has been Sorensen, although Sorensen has started to come back to life now. Sorensen had the fastest qualifying lap and was flying around in practice. Drifted back as far as 9th early in this race after starting on the pole. Has marched his way back into 6th so far. Can he make his way back toward the front? A lot of drivers saying the Porsche is the best car here this week. However, it is a handful. You know, the last couple of seasons we have seen Adam Barker. Last season it was Adam Barker and Giancarlo running for the championship. The two previous seasons was Yuho and Giancarlo running for the championship. As they run right now, Yuho is back 6th in points. It is really down to Adam and Giancarlo here. We're in week 9, so just a few more weeks of racing left to go. This Giancarlo being out 2 weeks in a row is definitely beneficial to Adam Barker, and it's tightening up this points battle. Should start seeing points calculated with drop races in the next going into. Oh, Adam gets a little squirrely off the turn there. Mike Dulling up into 5th now. And let's take a ride in Dulling's car around this tight track. A lot of the guys saying this track really too tight for GT3s, but they're still going to send it. Out of that final turn, coming down to the start-finish line. There they go across the start-finish line down into turn 1. And look at Dulling send it. You can see how much he is having to work the wheel here this morning. Guys really having to fight the wheel, saw at it this morning to get these cars around this track. Maximilian Gunther right in front of him. Max obviously has a little bit of an advantage off some of these corners. Down into the chicane. Expected. Oh, a really close call for Max. Slowing back down into the right hand. These tire barriers will reach out and grab you. We saw it several times in practice. Only one car so far has got one this morning, but you see how close Max and Mike are pushing to that limit. And a lot of drivers just having minor off tracks all over. You see how much the car is sliding around just due to the higher track temperature. But here comes Doling through the final section of track. Let's see what kind of lap time. Oh! See what kind of lap time Mike ends up with on this one. 133.4, his fastest so far. Almost a second off his fastest, 132.5. Meanwhile, Adam Barker, almost halfway into race one, still leads, still managing to hold Yuho off. And we saw Max and Mike going at it a moment ago. Max has definitely got something figured out, because while Harry is up in third place, and Harry is gaining on the leaders, Max is actually closing in just a little bit. We're talking hundredths of a second, but that BMW back there is starting to come alive. And, oh, a little bobble out of the McLaren, but we did expect the McLaren to be one of the top cars to beat here today. Paul Doling had gone off track. He has gone back to pit road. Looks like Richie Joplin had an incident. He is on pit road. Oh, that track temperature bites Richie and hard into the tire wall. Dang, Richie, I hope you're okay, buddy. That was a hard hit into the tire wall. And you're not going to believe this, but one car we talked about early on just came alive and set the fastest lap of the race. That is Nick Sorensen. He just blistered. The fastest lap previously was a 132.22 set by Yuho. Nick Sorensen just broke the 132 mark, 131.98 halfway into this race. Whatever problem he had early on, we got a side-by-side battle right in front of him. Doling has been working on it. Oh! Doling sends it into the chicane and takes the position, puts Max back into fifth, and now has to deal with Sorensen, who that Porsche has come back to life. Sorensen started on the pole, drifted as far back as ninth. I don't think this race is over for Nick. Adam Barker still maintaining half a second on Yuho. We've seen that Mercedes of Yuho. He can get up there, but it's really difficult for him to get the mid-corner rotation that some of these other guys are getting. He does not get the same off-turn speed. Has the power advantage on the straightaways, but not a lot of straights at Oulton. Not enough to get full advantage of the power. Oh, they both swing out. Mike Doling already starting to pull away from Maximilian Gunther. Sorensen trying to find a way around. Oh, Sorensen's got the run now. No, he can't get it. And look who's now up into seventh. Haven't talked about him in a while. Justin Swafford is now up into seventh place, continuing his march forward up 2 spots. Ronnie Wimberly, who we had talked about earlier, was making a lot of headway, was up as high as 6th. He has now drifted back into 10th. Expect to see Ronnie back in the fight, though. Meanwhile, Hello Kitty still leads the field as Adam Barker takes them around. And if I were these two up front, I would be really worried about that McLaren right about now. He has been matching their pace, often beating their pace. Richie Joplin pulling back out off pit road. Now Paul Doling on pit road again. Let's see what happened. See if we can see what happened to Paul. No, that was not Paul Doling. That was Mike Doling making a pass. Almost the same thing we saw to Richie just a few seconds beforehand. Just a different tire barrier. Nick Sorensen has gotten by Max Gunther and is now back into fifth. How did he get that done? As we had seen this same setup the lap before. Oh! That'll do it. Gunther just tries to push too hard in the slicked off track. Oh, Richie goes wide. Manages to get it out of the wall and keep it going. Just imagine what this is going to be like in race 2 when they invert this top 7. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Barker is pulling away again. I don't know if Adam is just pulling away. I'm checking lap times here. No, Adam just set his fastest lap of the race. But it also looks like Harry has started closing back in. This is still very much any of this top 5's race. All 5 cars within 8 seconds of each other. 10 minutes left to go. And with everything we have seen happen so far on track, nothing... Oh! Zach Bache is off pace. Same area. We have seen multiple people get caught by this one. Through the sand trap, into the tire wall. Adam Barker blinking his lights. I believe that is Ben Rao ahead blinking. Adam letting him know he is coming. Get out the way. Ben Rao scoots over, lets the leaders battle by. 10 minutes left to go in race 1. Paul Doling has crashed. Here comes Paul down the hill. Oh, just misses the turn. Looks like he was trying to get out of the way of the lead battle. Or out of that lead lap group, rather. So Adam Barker's lead holding at a half second over Yuho. The gap back to Harry now 3.5 seconds. Mike Doling in 4th, about 4.6 seconds back. Sorensen right on him. And interesting note, due to Mother's Day, we won't have a BRR race tonight. However, we might have something new. Time will tell. Might actually start seeing some in-car streams this week. So you're going to want to make sure you're following us on Facebook and Twitch for all of that fun. Come by Facebook. Make sure you're following us there as well. A lot of new stuff coming. Not to mention the new post for all those painters out there. If you're a painter, now's your opportunity to shine. Oh, Swafford has gone off track. I do believe this is Justin Swafford's first off track today. Oh, just a bit wide. We've seen, I think, everybody go wide there. Just under 7 minutes left to go. As they run right now, race number 2, we will see the invert. Scott Nalawi is currently in 7th place. He will start on the pole. But Justin Swafford in 8th is not that far back and could run him down. Maximilian Gunther, who was in the top 4 earlier in the race, has drifted back currently into 6th. Still flying around this track, though. But that top 2 has started opening up a gap. Their lead over Harry now 4 seconds. Still just a half a second between them. Does Yuho make a move here? Five minutes left in the race. Do we see Yuho push just a little bit harder? Early in the race, Yuho really struggled to get that car to rotate through the center of the turn and make something happen. Zach Bache just crashed. And looks like there was a bit of chaos back behind a moment ago. Oh, Zach gets a little too wide, goes off in the grass, manages to hold, and everybody gets by. Looked like Brian LaRue also had an off-track incident. Just a little too much of the rumble strip and goes wide. And it looks like Zach may have actually ended up on pit road due to an incident. Let's see if we can see, was it related to the previous one? Oh, that's the same thing that we saw happen to Ben Rao very early in the race. A little too hard on the brakes, the back end snaps, you slide straight over into the tire barrier, and the car is dead. He'll get repaired, hopefully be back out. That does give Richie Joplin 12th place. Four minutes left in race number 1. We'll get to talk to the top 3 during the break, and then we're going to be back, and the top 7 of this race will invert. And as wild as the start of this one was, can you imagine what the start of race number 2 is going to be like with these guys like Adam Barker, like Yuho, like Harry trying to get to the front? Of the 3, Harry probably has the biggest advantage. He picked up 2 spots very quickly, and he was able to pass. I think that McLaren might actually be the most maneuverable out there today. It seemed to be able to navigate traffic better than any other car. Mike Dolan currently running in 4th. Sorensen currently in 5th. Maximilian Gunther in 6th. Scott Malawi is 7th. Justin Swafford in 8th. Brian LaRue in 9th. And look at this. Ben Rao's comeback has been extraordinary. He is in 10th. Ronnie Wimberly currently running in 11th. Richie Joplin in 12th. Zach Bache will come off pit road in 13th. And Adam Barker has started to pull away again just a little bit. 2.5 minutes to go. Hey, Topher. Or Jason. Yeah, one of you. Swafford has crashed. Justin Swafford, who was charging through this field and had been fast all morning long, has had an incident. Oh, he clips the exit tires. Manages to get the car backed up out of the way and get going, only losing one spot in the incident. And Yuho has gone to the lead. How did Yuho pull that off? We thought he... Oh, Adam Barker went wide coming through the final section. Yuho was right in striking distance. Adam tries to come over in side draft, but just not enough. They drag race it into turn 1. Adam barely holds on to the car. And guess who it brought back into contention? Just a couple of seconds back now is the McLaren. I don't think he's within striking distance, but it may not matter. Here comes Adam. Adam Barker, Yuho going at it again. Whoa! Adam is really pushing that car. He wants that lead back badly. He knows this is his chance to pounce for the points. He shoots it down in there, can't get the nose in. They'll get the white flag this time by. Let's hop in the cockpit of Yuho's car to make sure of that. Where is Barney the flagman? There's Barney. He's got the white flag in the air. They've got the lap car of Zach Bache just ahead. Could he come into play? Zach goes wide, gets off the track. Adam takes advantage. Adam up to the outside. Adam sends it down. He sent it too hard. Adam goes way wide. He gets it. No. Harry slips by into second. Adam now back into third. Mike Dolling is now in striking distance. But he's got his hands full because Nick Sorensen is now there. Meanwhile, Yuho just over half a lap to go. Harry Volsmere manages to get that McLaren up into second place. Adam in third. Mike Dolling in fourth. Nick Sorensen in fifth. Maximilian Gunther in sixth. And oh! Max is around. Where is Scott? Scott Nalawi too far behind to make a difference here. Checkered flag is out as Yuho comes down and gets the win in race number 1. And he will start in 7th for race number 2. Harry Volsmere pulls off second. Adam Barker, after dominating the race early, comes home third. And a lot more drivers in the field this morning. Let's start talking to our top 3 quickly. Hey, Adam, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, I got you. How we doing?
Man, you were almost unbeatable. That one mistake with about 3 laps left to go, and then you just turned it up another notch.
Yeah, I was really trying to get back ahead of you, but it's super hard to get alongside. I had a bit of luck with a lapped car, but I had no idea where my braking point was on the inside. with Yuho there as well, I couldn't see, so I outbraked myself a little bit and ended up giving Harry second, which was a bit annoying, but we'll see what happens for the next race.
You're gonna have to come through traffic, and obviously, I mean, that start you had was amazing. You got to the front very quickly, and it was very tricky to pass here today. Starting further back, can you get through the field?
Hopefully, we'll have to see. Hopefully, we can get a nice jump on the start. We definitely using the off tracks on the outside of turn one if we can get them. If I need it.
All right, man. That
Yeah,
was an
should be interesting.
that was an awesome race to watch. You did amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do in race 2.
Yeah, hopefully we can get another podium.
I hope so, man. Good luck. All right, let's see if we can get a quick word with Harry, who comes in second. Harry has completely muted himself. I don't think he wants to talk to me, so let's see if we can get a hold of... Oh, wait a minute. There he is. Hey, Harry, this is Doug. You got me?
I got you.
Hey, man. What a race. And I have to say, in the early going, it looked like that McLaren would be almost impossible to beat. You could get through traffic better than anybody.
Well, I didn't overtake anyone. I just tried to make no mistakes. The guys were too fast for me, so I just followed. Nobody came on my back. It was lonely.
It did not look lonely, and that car, a couple of times we'd see other cars come through sections, and it looked like they were just about to lose it. That car just never looked like you had to fight it at all. It looked perfectly smooth the whole race.
Yeah, but you have to live sometimes.
You do have to lift sometimes, but man, you did a great job, and you come home with a second place finish. This is your last couple of weeks have really been really, really good. You continue to make your way forward.
Yeah, it's going all right so far.
Well, keep up the good work, and looking forward to seeing how race 2 goes for you.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, Harry Volsmere comes home in second. Let's see if we can get a hold of Yuho. Hey, Yuho, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug. How's it going?
I have to ask, if it had not been that mistake by Adam, with about 3 laps to go, did you have a plan to get around him?
Yeah, I'd dive bomb in the last corner and kill everybody. That's how you usually do.
Well, that would have worked too, but man, it was a pretty good race. It looked like the Mercedes might have had some problems mid-turn, at least in the early going. I'd see you get the nose in on somebody, but you just couldn't get the car to turn and aim off.
Yeah, Merc is good on the last section of the track and has better brakes, so I can outbrake people with it, but it doesn't really turn and it doesn't shoot out from the corners, so you need to be quite careful not to kind of go too hot on the corners, because then you're in trouble. But Adam drove really good. There was hardly any mistakes during the race, basically what I could kind of take a chance on. So in the end, I guess the lap car a little bit messed up also the rhythm of Adam. So, but yeah, tough race, really tough race.
Well, looking forward to seeing how you come through traffic in race number 2. Good luck, man.
Thanks.
All right. Yuho comes home with the win in race number 1, but because of the situation, I do believe we can safely say Adam Barker just took the points lead here with just a few weeks left to go. And while we have just a few minutes left in the warm-up, as some of the drivers getting some last-minute practice in, make sure you go hit the share button, like, follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all the things. Make sure you're following everywhere. Warm-up comes to a close. It's on to race number 2. The top 7 are inverted. Scott Nalawi and Maximilian Gunther will have the front row. Nick Sorensen, Mike Dolling have the second row. Adam Barker, Harry Volsmuir on the third row. Yuho and Brian LaRue on the fourth row. Justin Swafford, Ben Rao rounding out the top 10. Ronnie Wimberly starting in 11th. Zach Bache will start 12th. Richie Joplin starting in 13th. Paul Doling starting back in 14th. The two newcomers on that back row had a rough start to their inaugural race with the GT3 NSS group, so hoping for a little better luck in race number 2. Take a moment and hit that share button one more time. Tell us who you're cheering for this morning. And where's the Adam Barker fans this morning? Used to seeing you guys out here cheering on Adam, but not a lot of Adam cheering. He just took the points lead. Cars are all rolling. Maximilian Gunther had a hot one this morning. Just got stuck back in traffic. We saw a couple of guys extremely fast during that first race. Who's going to make their way forward here tonight? Hey, good morning, Otto, in cheering on the Nowski boys. Here goes the pace car. Pace car is in. Nalawi and Gunther control it. Green is in the air. Holy cow, they're 4 wide on the front stretch. What in the world? Oh, it is a big one into turn 1. Adam Barker's a lot of guys involved. Who's going to survive this? Okay. We're going to try and break down everything that just happened. We knew there'd be some chaos on this one, but wow. All right, let's start by watching Maximilian Gunther there on the left side in the BMW. He's holding his line, looks like just out of track, and that's where everything began. Actually, it began with that 4 wide. Adam Barker backs out of it. Yuho right behind. Oh, Adam gets into it, and Adam comes through clearly. Brian LaRue's Mercedes ends up sideways. Justin Swafford looks like he ended up in the outside wall. Justin takes it easy through that first section, backs out, and just ran, looks like Ronnie Wimberly right behind him, just could not get that car woed up enough. Brian LaRue gets caught. Not often you see a big one on a road course like that. And Harry Volsmuir in the McLaren, I don't know that he got any significant damage out of that. Despite getting bumped a couple of different times. No, he did. My mistake. He did end up getting hit harder. I thought he had actually got woed up before. All right, let's, yeah, wow. Looks like a little while later we had a couple more incidents after the fact. Some of the drivers have made it through. Zach Bache makes it through. And the same thing we saw in race number 1, too hard onto the brakes, ends up in that tire wall. Ronnie Wimberly had another incident. Looks like, oh, Ronnie was already kind of broken trying to get the car to pit road, and looks like he had to pull off and tow. So, Scott Nalawi, all right, let's try and run this down. Scott Nalawi comes through that one clean. He has the lead. Sorensen, who was fastest in practice and in qualifying, is currently in second. Adam Barker currently has made his way up to third. Mike Dolling in fourth. Look at this. Ben Rao has snuck his way all the way from 10th to 5th, but the biggest mover of the day is one of the Nowski boys. Richie Joplin has gone from 13th to 6th. Got a challenge from Max Gunther right now, but look at the run Richie has, and that blinking Ben Rao is going to be an issue, I think, for these two here in a minute. Max has to back out of it. They're going to have to clear... Oh, Ben Rao's car is a little twitchy in addition to blinking. Looks like Ben is pulling over, getting out of the way. That's going to move Richie up to 5th. What a start to this one. And here comes Max out to the outside down the straightaway. Richie now back to 6th, Ben to 7th. Justin Swafford hard into that wall in lap 1, but look, even with the damage, he has still made his way up to 8th. Harry Volsmere in the McLaren took a couple of hits. McLaren okay for the most part, though. He is currently in 9th. Paul Doling currently in 10th in his first appearance here as well. He definitely caught a lot of that on the early going. Ronnie Wimberly on his way back off pit road. Yuho back in 12th. Yuho took a big hit. A couple of big hits, actually, during that lap 1 incident. Seeing if we can find a replay of Yuho's part of this. And there you see Yuho in the blue Mercedes, just behind this 4 wide. Adam Barker obviously backing out of it. Yuho stuck in the middle of the sandwich. Yuho and the McLaren together, but makes it. And then ends up in the other mess trying to save it. So Yuho, race 1 winner, ends up back in 10th. And Nick Sorensen has caught Nalawi. Adam Barker lurking not far behind either of these drivers. Mike Dolling in 4th, Max Gunther in 5th. Richie Joplin currently holding on to 6th, and look who is coming. The Nowski Nation find each other on track. Now Justin Swafford is up into 7th. Ben Rao currently in 8th. Harry Volsmere in 9th. Paul Doling in 10th. But you got to hand it to Richie. Problems in race number 1. Didn't ever give up. Stayed and ended up with a top 10 finish. Now fighting his way back up into the top 6. Up 7 spots. Just getting through the mess and avoiding some chaos around him. Great job by him. And Justin Swafford making a comeback after that hard hit into the wall on lap 1. Wow, what a start to this one. And a big gap in the times right now. The top 4 are all within about 5.5 seconds. But then the gap from 4th place, Mike Dolling, to 5th place, Max Gunther. This is about where the Chaos group is. Is about 17 seconds. So that top 4 kind of has a safe little buffer, at least for the time being. But as we've seen in the past, that buffer sometimes doesn't mean anything. Richie in 6th, Justin in 7th. And we haven't checked. Has the track temperature changed? Track temperature is actually lower than race number 1, down 6 degrees to 89 degrees. Ought to give the drivers a little bit more grip and a little bit more speed. That could explain a few things later in the race. Nick Sorensen still in 2nd, has not made the move yet. And Justin Swafford has had an incident. Adam Barker has crashed. Let's take a look at Adam Barker's crash. He was in 3rd. And the same thing. Oh, so much for the extra grip from the cooler track. He spins it around, gets it going again, but that has got to be a heartbreak. Richie Joplin had an off track about the same time as Swafford's incident. Let's see if they are... Oh, Swafford just gets in there too deep. You see he backs out of it. Great sportsmanship by the Nowski boys as always. And meanwhile, Scott Nalawi, Nick Sorensen are just checking out. Mike Doling in third is now 6.5 seconds back. Adam Barker has gone back into fifth after that spin. He does have some damage on the front end. Oh, heavy spoiler damage too. We may see Barker on pit road this time. May come down to whether or not he feels he can handle the car, as Maximilian Gunther is only 2.25 seconds ahead of him. Max's car, however, completely undamaged. Nope, I take that back. He does have some Max does have some damage on the back end and on the spoiler. Adam Barker has gone off behind. What a heartbreaking race this has been so far for Adam. Just tries to send it through, but the downforce, you can tell that spoiler damage is really hurting him. Couldn't keep the back end planted. It just snaps around on him. Will we see Adam Barker? He skips pit road this time. Surprised we have not seen Adam Barker on pit road for repairs yet. Scott Nalawi, Nick Sorensen still battling it out. They still have a gap on Doling, but Doling is actually closing it down. Down to about 6.3 seconds now. Maximilian Gunther in fourth. Adam Barker still holds on to fifth. But Justin Swafford is closing in on fifth place. And he is closing quickly. The way this race is changing, I would say anybody on the lead lap is still in contention even 10 minutes into this thing, because the complexion of this race has changed so many times since the drop of the green flag. Richie Joplin still holding on to sixth at the moment, but Harry Volsmere is closing in. We saw how well Harry was navigating that car through traffic earlier. Ben Rao currently running in ninth. Paul Doling up into 10th now. Yuo had gone to pit road, got some repairs. He is back out in 11th. It looks like Zach Bache and Brian LaRue both out of the race. Ronnie Wimberly currently sitting on pit road. We'll have to wait and see if he makes a comeback. Sorensen, we saw in race one, he was not the fastest early on. It seems like that Porsche really doesn't come alive until the second half of the race. And once he does, he gets quick. He had faded as far back. He started on the pole for race one, faded all the way back to ninth at one point, and has consistently charged his way back to the front throughout that first race. Now, all the way in second. Could see him get past Sorensen and pull, or get past Nalawi rather, and pull away at any time. Mike Dolling currently running in third. Max Gunther fourth. Adam still holding on to fifth, and still has not been to pit road. But you know that damage has got to be affecting both his speed and his handling. I'm sure he's got a bit more straight line speed at the moment, but that car, as we've seen, not turning as well as it was earlier on. And that is allowing Justin Swafford to continue to close down on him. Harry Volsmere has gotten past Richie Joplin. That happened just a moment ago. Let's see what happened here. Oh, Harry sends it into the horseshoe. Wow. And we talked about how that McLaren really turns really well, really stable. Yeah, that was it. He just drove it down in there and made it stick. I might have to do some testing in that McLaren this week. That thing looks extremely well planted. Adam Barker still trying to find some rhythm here. His speeds have actually not fallen dramatically. Only about half a second off his fastest lap. Last time by, he was actually faster than the leader. Nalawi still able to hold Sorensen off, but halfway through race number 2, and the whole complexion of this race changed from the drop of the green flag. 4 wide at Oulton heading into turn 1 was not, 3 wide was not advisable, but they did that anyway. Fortunately, a few of the drivers backed out of that 4 wide. Just wasn't enough, and we had chaos. Ronnie Wimberly is back out on track. He'll come out currently in 12th place. Couple of laps behind Yuho in 11th. And I do not remember, if anybody does, they're welcome to tell me in the comments. I do not remember the last time Yuho was not on the lead lap of a race, but currently Yuho is being scored 2 laps down. As Adam Barker had pulled over. I think Adam went to pit road there. Let's see. Oh, spinning coming through the final turn. Adam Barker has been to pit road, got repaired, and come back out. Managed to get out of the way before Swafford gets there. That moves Justin Swafford up into the top 5. Justin Swafford probably took one of the biggest hits in that initial big crash going towards turn 1. He has fought back. He has not been to pit road and is out there representing the Nowski Nation, currently running in 5th. Richie Joplin currently running in 7th as well. Richie's got some damage on the back end of that car. But still sticking it out. And Adam Barker, though, 8th place. Fresh body on that car. He is coming. Oh, Richie goes wide out of the turn. Just loses it just enough. Adam Barker manages to get by. Adam Barker now back up into 7th. He sets his sights on Harry Volsmere, 7.5 seconds ahead. Justin Swafford currently in 5th. Nalawi still holds the lead. But now they are in lap traffic as Paul Doling just ahead trying to maintain the lead lap in 10th place. And Mike Doling not far. He's about 8.6 seconds back from the 2 leaders. I don't know if there's any team orders between the Dolings, but no, Paul moves out of the way, lets the lead battles go by, and they continue. We'll have to ask Mike, were there any team orders for Paul to slow him down for him? Does not appear so. Mike Doling currently in 3rd, 8.2 seconds back. Max Gunther in 4th, 15 seconds back from him. And Justin Swafford, hold on to it, buddy. Great save, Swafford. Ronnie Wimberly has had an incident, and he has gone to pit road, it looks like. And I know I say it every week, and I know some you guys need to go check Ronnie Wimberly out. It is Quad Racing on Twitch. Oh, Ronnie just goes a bit wide. Holy cow! Well, let's get that from a different angle. Yeah. Go check out Quad Racing. See what an amazing man that Ronnie Wimberly really is. He is not using his feet or his hands. He's sitting in that car. He is using a quad stick and driving with his mouth, and yet wins consistently, especially if you're in a race at the Nürburgring with Ronnie Wimberly, you're racing for 2nd. Go check out that amazing man. The battle up front is on. Adam Barker just set the fastest lap of the race. He's the only driver to break the 132 mark at this point, and he did it by a lot. 131.86. Swafford is off. Looked like Swafford must have missed the turn. No, he just clipped too much of the grass, goes around. Nice work, Justin. Gets it going again, managing to hold on to 6th place for the moment. Harry Volsmeer now up into 5th. Harry came in today 9th in points. I would expect him to move up a bit. He has consistently gotten faster every single week. And continues, if he gets a good start to the next season, Harry will be in contention for a title. There is no doubt about that. But Justin Swafford is not done yet. He wants a top 5. Look at that. Look at the way he is sending it. The leaders come through a lot of lap traffic. Scott Nalawi, Nick Sorensen battling it out for the lead. Just 8 minutes left to go. Doling in 3rd has closed the gap to under 8 seconds. That lap traffic ahead is obviously helping Mike close up the gap. I don't think Mike Doling's going to have any problems passing Paul just ahead. Meanwhile, the 2 leaders continue to go at it. Nick Sorensen really has not pushed the issue yet. Might just be trying to force Nalawi to try and make a mistake, but it is not often that we see one of these guys make a big mistake. Neither driver, double checking my notes, neither driver in the top 10 in the points, so today is a huge day for them. I would imagine a huge points shakeup coming out of today. And there we go. Look like Sorensen is starting to take a peek. Sorensen all over the back bumper. He looks from time to time, but he's not sent it in yet. Nalawi doing an amazing job defending his line. Occasionally getting down to the bottom a little early just to be safe. Both drivers really pushing it. Meanwhile, back behind, they have actually started to pull away from Mike Doling again. That gap now 10 seconds. And Max Gunther is actually... he was over 15 seconds behind Doling not that long ago. He has closed down 3 seconds of that gap. Harry Volsmir currently holding on to 5th. Adam Barker has gotten by Swafford. He is now up into 6th. Swafford back to 7th. Richie Joplin still holds on to 8th. Ben Rao currently 9th. And Paul Doling in 10th. Yuho in 11th. Ronnie Wimberly, after taking flight, is on his way back out in 12th. It looks like Sorensen is starting to push it now. Down through the horseshoe, and Nalawi wisely protecting that bottom line into the horseshoe. Otherwise, I think Sorensen would already have the lead through the chicane. Sorensen, obviously a massive advantage off that turn. He looks up top. Nalawi defending that bottom line, not giving him any opportunity. Four minutes left. This could be setting up for a wild 1-2 finish. Adam Barker has gone off track. What a difficult, after a great first race and a difficult end to that first race, he has had a difficult start to the second race and just struggled for the comeback this time. Adam Barker, however, is the comeback kid. If anybody can come back from a lap 1 incident, it is Adam. Look at the closing rate of the Porsche through the horseshoe. Sorensen has another run out of the chicane. Is he going to back it out this time, or is he going to send it in? He's going to send it in. They go in too wide. Sorensen has the advantage. Can't get it there yet, but wow, what a battle. Nalawi still holds on to the lead for the moment. Looking back to see if there's any more battles going on right now. Harry Volsmere, Adam Barker, and Justin Swafford, 5th, 6th, and 7th, all separated by less than 6 seconds. Any mistake there could definitely be a huge change. But this battle for the lead is on, and they will get the white flag next time by. Oh, look at the run Sorensen gets. Just with Nalawi in front of me, just can't get off. The Harry Volsmere has had an incident. And another big change. Through that second chicane, and oh, that is the first time, that is the first mistake we have seen out of the McLaren all morning long. Justin Swafford is on pit road. Not even sure why, unless it's a fuel issue. Swafford hits pit road. He's on his way back out, currently in 6th place. But Richie Joplin has an opportunity here to catch up. Swafford now up to 6th. Richie in 7th. White flag is in the air. Scott Nalawi leads. Sorensen has one more shot. Who is it gonna be? Richie Joplin has a problem off the corner, gets involved in the battle, trying to stay out of the way. May have just given Scott Nalawi the gap he needed. No, Sorensen is climbing back quickly. They come down the hill toward the second chicane. Does Sorensen have anything left in the Porsche? Nalawi leads down the up over the hill and into the shade. The little bit of cooler section of track. Wow, look at the sin by Sorensen. He is looking for a line. Nalawi is trying to block every line. It's going to be a drag race. The Porsche has the advantage off the turn. The Porsche, they're dead heat. Who's it going to be? At the line, it is Nick Sorensen. He pulls it off. Scott Nalawi comes home in 2nd. Mike Dolling comes home in 3rd. Wow, what a finish. Let's talk to our top 3. Woo! All right. Hey, Mike, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. Hey, Doug, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good. I have to... Oh, yeah, we're flying cars now. I have to ask, were there any team orders coming into this when Paul came around, or when the leaders came around to Paul? I was kind of joking, hey, you know, Mike could give him some orders to slow down a little.
There was definitely no team orders. Definitely not. It turns out I actually didn't need a lot of help today. It was all right. I did okay.
You did really well today. There were points in that run where, in that second race, where you were really starting to gain on them as they battled ahead of you.
Yeah, I just couldn't get anywhere close to them. I lost too much time at the early stages, and the gap was just too much. But I kept trying. But happy with the 3rd place. Really happy with that.
Well, it was another great finish, Mike. Congratulations. That was one heck of a second race.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, Doug.
Mike Dolan comes home 3rd. Let's see if we can get a hold of Scott. Hey, Scott, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug. How's it going?
How was that last lap for you?
I thought it was going to be fine, but then I just could not get traction out of the last corner there.
It looked like you were trying to protect the inside line coming through there, and somehow he just managed to make that outside stick.
Yeah, I could not believe he got so much traction. I thought it was going to be fine. Wow, definitely got my heart racing, though.
It looked like fun, and it looked like as you came over, obviously Richie was trying to get out of the way as you two came by on that last lap, and it kind of looked like it might have bit Nick just a little bit. Did you think once you came past the lap car, it was over?
Yeah, exactly. I thought I had it after that. Nick didn't even see him, so I don't know how he did it.
He was driving by the force, apparently.
I believe it.
Man, you had one heck of a morning and one heck of a race. Dominated the vast majority of that second race. Congratulations, man.
Thanks so much. Have a good one, Doug.
And let's see if we can talk to our winner. Hey, Nick, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, I got you, Doug.
Hey, I have to ask, after the white flag and then you come out of that first section and there's a lap car trying to get out of the way, but you were blinded by a BMW in front of you, poo?
Yeah. I didn't know if he was hiding on purpose, because you can sometimes hide the guy. I don't think he was. But yeah, I didn't see him, and I said, holy crap, I had to get out of the way at the last second.
Did you think once that happened, it looked like the gap was there, and he might have been able to pull away? Then you get down into the horseshoe, and you just closed right back up to the back bumper.
That was the whole entire race. I was closing up on him, but I had no idea how to get around. And when he went to defend on the last turn, last lap, my only chance was just to go on the outside. I braked a little bit later, and was able to carry a little bit more speed there.
He said he just couldn't get the traction off that final corner. Still doesn't know how you did it, but man, it looked like a drag race down to the line, but you got it at the end. That looked like it was a lot of fun, that last couple turns.
Yeah, that whole entire race, the last lap especially, but that whole race, I've never been in a battle like that for that long, and it was awesome.
Well, man,
good job, Scott.
It was awesome. You had the fastest lap in qualifying, a rough first race, but you definitely made up for it in the second one.
Heck yeah, that was great.
Congratulations, buddy. Great finish.
All right, take care.
Nick Sorensen comes home with a win. What a day. The two Nowski drivers come in 6th and 7th in the second race. They came to play today as well. Looking forward to seeing the future with these guys. A lot of new drivers in the field. As we come to the end of this season, it obviously speaks to what we're going to be seeing a lot of next season. And I'll need oxygen for the next season, obviously. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. No BRR tonight, but who knows what might pop up. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. Jones BS Racing has the Powder Puff race for the ladies. You don't want to miss out on any of that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did. That was an epic race. Have a great day.